Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Monday, April 19th, 2021. Today we're pulling from the Wild Unknown Tarot cards. So again, we're talking about, things leaving our life or cutting out of our life for this change and transformation to happen. Some of us, they're telling us you need to make this change. For some of us, we already have. They're saying you need to make a change or for transformation. That you need to cut something out of your life for this change to come through. I feel like the Ace of Swords is that positive confirmation of that. Cut this out of your life. You see the infinity symbol here. They're saying as one thing leaves your life, something else enters. It's the flow and flux of life. The High Priestess saying, they were showing me like a silhouette missing piece. Some of us, we haven't figured this out. Some of us have. This leads to the sun. The Death card always talks about how the path will lead to the sun. It's the most powerful, positive card coming in. All of our wish fulfillments, all of the abundance, and it's like safety, security, everything that you want to happen in your life will happen here. And the world talks about the same thing. As we close this chapter, this new chapter comes in. Sit there and make sure you're making that time to meditate. They're talking about feeling the radiance of the sun on your face. And I talked about the most magical meditation I've ever had was in the sunlight, is having the sun, that warmth of the sun on your face while you're meditating. So we start with the Death card. Endings, changing, transformation, transition. And I feel like you need to sit there and realize that, this thing never doesn't serve you anymore. In order for you to move forward, for, all the things that you've been asking the universe for, and you're like, why hasn't this happened? Because you didn't learn this lesson yet. Or you have learned this lesson and you're on the precipice of receiving everything that you've always wanted. We need to practice the art of patience. I could speak from experience where I sat there and I thought that this is what I wanted, and I ended up regretting it. Closure, transformation. No one loves the side of the Death card. In a reading, we spend most of our lives denying death altogether. So when this card appears, it's easy to get frightened or think bad. What bad? Don't let the drama distract you from the message. Something in your life needs to end. It needs closure. This will happen voluntary or involuntary. It's like ready or not, here we come. We need to change here. This is how we grow. Either way, you will feel more a positive transformation begin after the initial form of suffering has passed. And I feel like it's like, this is an emotional change for you. This is something that's not lighthearted. And I feel like maybe that's why it is harder for you to let this go. But it's just like, it's for the betterment of everybody involved. Some of you, this is a relationship. Some of you, this is a place that you're living, the environment that you're living in. There's a Buddhist monk I started following. I found him on TikTok, and it's just like, he said the same thing. If something is affecting your environment in a negative way, he's like, bye, Felicia. He's like, you need to cut it out. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is all about breakthroughs, new ideas, mental clarity, and success. So they're saying mental clarity because they want you to hone in on your clairaudience and your clairvoyance. Because they're saying pay attention to your dreams. Is there something that all of a sudden just really stands out to you and that message was meant for you? Because they're saying that it's positive confirmation from spirit. They come in many different forms. Sometimes I'll be watching a show and something just will really stick out for me, and I'll quote it and I'll put it on Instagram or TikTok or wherever. And it's like, because it really spoke to me. It's just like, they'll speak to you in many different forms. You're reading the Bible, something will stick out. I was reading the Torah the other day, and they were like, you know how many people would kill to have your ability for your clairaudience and your clairvoyance, and that's why I respect it so much. I sit there and it's like people trust me with their time, with their energy, with their past loved ones. It's like I give it the respect and due diligence and care and love that it deserves, because I never want to abuse the ability that I was gifted. Truth and mental clarity, and I feel like the High Priestess is all about that as well. The lightning strikes, the whole world seems to light up for 1 second. It's as though you can see everything. Using your third eye, using your mind's eye, you can see everything because they're giving you these intense messages in your dreams. And this vision lingers even through the storm. Such is the power of the Ace of Swords. Your mind will become clear, your thoughts precise. It's a good time to make those decisions you've been putting off. So maybe you asked for, a certain sign for to be made for you to get a clear message from Spirit. I remember last week we pulled from the Gilded Tarot, and the High Priest, no, it was the Stars card, excuse me, that had a blue jay on it. And I was just like, oh, I haven't seen blue jays in a while. And sure enough, there's one screaming outside, looking for food. I always feed the birds. And I guess they're, just before the storm started, they were looking for some food. I had filled it, but the finches had their time with it. But, you could hear them screaming, and I'm just like, oh, they're making themselves known, The star, like, all about, wish fulfillment. So the High Priestess, they're talking about the waning crescent here. I'm not 100% sure on the dates, but I know the full moon's on the 28th. So I feel like the waning crescent will be from May 2nd to the 9th. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to check your moon calendar. And they were showing me, like, you have all the puzzle pieces except one. It was a silhouette of a puzzle piece. And it's like you're looking everywhere for this puzzle piece. And this is where they're saying, pay attention to your clairvoyance. Pay attention to your clairaudience. High Priestess is all about intuition, sacred knowledge, divine feminine, the subconscious mind. So very clairvoyant and clairaudient messages we're getting here. The High Priestess sits still. When they're in the seated position, they're not in a rush. This is where our patience comes in. We're always in a rush because every time we pick up our phone, everything's at the push of a button. But Spirit is not in a rush. So we have to sit there and, just like I said, I thought I wanted certain things. I did X, Y, and Z due diligence, but some things, you can't see coming, and you want something so badly. Sometimes you're oblivious to other things, right? But, the second one I was duped on, but still not the point. It's just like, let Spirit unfold things. So she sits still. From there, she's able to access realms and other bypass without noticing the vast world of intuition, dreams, and mystery. She uses silence and non-action to harness her power. So I know with myself, people used to think I was slow because I would sit there and I would be the observer. I observed the room, people, what's going on, conversations, and X, Y, and Z. And I remember when my father passed, we were trying to find the chapel. We had never been there before. We were trying to find our way back to the chapel, and I said, make a right down here. And someone bit my head off in the car. They're like, oh, how would you know? You don't even drive. And I said, just make a right down here. And sure enough, that's where it was the way to go. How did you know that? Because I was paying attention. I'm looking on everything that's going on around me. I'm looking at the houses, the scenery, the name of the street. So when we were going that way, I recognized the name of the street. I said, make a right down here, And, it's just, that's happened to me more than once in my life. Sometimes this card appears to remind you to listen more closely to the voices within. Same with before I got bronchitis. They said, go put a warmer sweater on. And I didn't. And I ended up getting sick. Other times it's a sign to look past the obvious to find what is being kept secret or hidden within a given situation. Acknowledge the shadows. So, sometimes we feel like something is off and something is pulling at us. And, people will sit there, oh, you're just being, you're being insecure or X, Y, and Z. And it's like, you're not being insecure. Something is off. You could feel it in your bones. You just can't put your finger on it. So it's just like, listen to your inner self. Just because you can't put your finger on it doesn't make it less true. So it's just like, trusting that inner voice inside you. Trusting that, what you're feeling is right. So we have the Sun. Vitality and enlightenment. So the Sun is one of the most powerful cards you can get in a reading, And funny enough, the Death card speaks of this. When you sit there and cut this thing out of your life, only then could that change and transformation happen, and it will lead you to the Sun. Positivity, fun, warmth, success, vitality. Imagine for a moment that you're soaking in the warm rays of the sun. It feels nourishing and healing. All your aches and pains just fade away. The Sun card brings this amazing energy into your life. Vitality and health abound. While you feel assurance and clarity in all you do, spend some extra time outside today. Be grateful for the radiance of the sun and the life force that it gives to all creatures. And I remember in Toronto, we had just had like a thaw, and the sun was out, and so some of the snow had melted in the backyard, and I was like, get the chairs. Let's, I had my dog sitting on my lap because he was a medium sized, like a small medium dog, and just sitting there soaking up the sun. Me and him loved that. We would just sit in the backyard and soak up the sun. So the world card is our last card, wholeness and completion. Something, we're closing a chapter in order to bring something beautiful into our life. The radiance of the sun, and the sun is encouraging us to close this chapter because that's what you want. Some of us, it's like we had something was missing in our lives. It's like for me realizing I had to, just like the Buddhist monk had said, you need to set up boundaries at least if it's someone major in your life. And it's like, going through that hurt and pain and suffering, but it's just like, as you cut that out of your life, that beauty comes in here. The sun comes in. You're closing that chapter. So all the things you've been wanting to come in will come in. Completion. Integration, accomplishment, travel. The world is the final card in the journey of the major arcana. It signifies its completion, harmony, and contentment. It's rare to experience this energy as we are usually consumed by wanting, needing, and achieving. So when this card appears, contemplate for a moment the idea of being whole. What will make us whole? Safety and security will make us feel whole. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to be whole. But don't forget how blessed you are in every day. You wake up, thank you for another blessed day. Thank you for, if you have a family, thank you for keeping us united as a family. Thank you for the roof over our head, the clothes on our back, the food on our table, keeping us safe. For those things, like we forget a lot of the times how blessed we truly are. Focus and imagine on this card. Close your eyes and envision the radiant energy inside you. What does it feel like? Where is it located? What blocks you from feeling this sense of wholeness each and every day of your life? And that's the thing. It's like, even if something is off, it's like, you know what? Things aren't perfect, but they're very close to it. I have no reason to be upset. Like with myself, it was the anniversary of my father passing. So, it was, I had some emotions stir up. I had recently had a dream about him. So, you know what I mean? It's just like, it kind of stirred up some more emotions. So, it's just like thankful that I can see him in my dreams still. We're thankful that, my life has turned around, has done a 180 since the passing of Shane. Being grateful that we're still standing and laughing and trying to live life to the fullest as much as we can, even though the significant part is a temporary separation from us. But we feel it a lot because we love them so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, April 19th, 2021. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.